Hey guys, it's me, Natasha Lynn, and I am here with
Dr. Seymour from Creighton Family Health and Wellness Center.
Yes, and you guys already know what the topic is. It is hair and health. And so I decided on doing this topic because I'm always talking about the health of your hair. And I know some of you guys are probably like, how does she know so much about the health of your hair? But I mean, I do a lot of research, and I do have my doctor here to just verify some of the information that I've already given you. So as you guys know, when you're first born, we have our hair, and I feel like sometimes we take it for granted. You know, it's with us all the time, and we don't really do the things that we should do with it. So we have some questions here, and these are just random questions from some are from different people, some are from myself, but these are questions that I have been asked, and we are going to answer these questions live with the doctor. And also, if you guys have questions for me, a hairstylist, then go ahead and ask those questions. But I'm just thinking, like, the best two people to know about hair: your hairstylist and the doctor. So so if you guys have questions, you can go ahead and type those in the box, and we will get to them. And I'm just going to let her introduce herself briefly, but and then we'll get to the questions. Okay.
Hi guys, I am Dr. Seymour. I'm a nurse practitioner from Creighton Family Health and Wellness. We're in Fayetteville. We're a full spectrum clinic, see children and adults. We have very flexible hours, and that's all I'm going to get into as far as I'm concerned, because that's not what I'm here for. So, Natasha.
I will put her information up, though. This is my personal doctor. She's a nurse practitioner. Her and her mother have their own practice. So I do want to emphasize that, because she also does video calls. So if you are not in the state of Georgia, she can still see you and tend to you as a patient. So, but yeah, side note. But on to the questions. One of our very, very first questions were, "Hey, Ma!" That's my mother-in-law. Okay. But one of our very first questions was, what age should I begin taking supplements? And can this help with the growth of my hair?
Well, let's think about it. You have to start from a good foundation. So what I encourage is that you start, before we even talk supplements, multivitamins. And that's as young as age 4. And sometimes you can go a little younger. Like my nephew, I started him at age 2. If they have no medical issues and your pediatrician's okay with it, you can start multivitamins as early as age 2, because that gives you a strong foundation.
Oh, okay. Oh, very good answer. Okay. All right. Next question is, after pregnancy, I lost a lot of hair, and I'm just now starting to regrow it. What precautions can I take to prevent this the next time?
Okay. Well, prevention, not so much, but you can decrease the amount of hair loss you'll lose. And the reason why I would say you won't have prevention is because of that hormone effect. When you're pregnant, your body is in overdrive. Think about it. Once you have the baby, those hormones reverse. So you're going to have that shedding. You're going to have that little bit of breakage. But the key is, number one, starting from a good foundation during the pregnancy, taking your prenatal vitamins, staying hydrated, ensuring your blood pressure and things of that nature are under control. After the pregnancy, you're going to do shampooing with a mild shampoo and not excessive. For some reason, we tend to think that we need to shampoo daily or every other day. Not necessarily, because you'll dry out your hair. Also, a good conditioner. And again, that's where your stylist comes in. A good conditioner sets the foundation for how your hair is going to heal after that pregnancy.
Okay. Very, very good. Okay. So this lady says, I'm in my 50s, and before now, my hair has always been thick, full, and healthy. I noticed that my hair is changing and breaking. I do have a relaxer and color, and I do work out and sweat, but my routine has been this way for the last 20 years. What am I doing wrong?
Not that you're doing anything wrong. It goes back again to those hormones. At 50, think about it. We're approaching, if not in the middle of menopause. You're going to see those shifts in hormones. Then you have the relaxer, which is a chemical. You have your color, which is a chemical, which if it's not being done by a professional, it's going to weaken the hair anyway. So that on top of the hormones, you're setting yourself up, if you don't have a professional monitoring your hair, for downfall. And what you can do basically will come from your hair professional. There's nothing I can tell you medically that can be done to prevent that. It would have to be that conversation between you and your stylist that knows your hair, knows your texture, and that type of thing.
So I'm just going to piggyback off of what she said, because I actually had a lady come to me and I wanted to get my doctor's opinion, because when I told her this information, she didn't believe me. So my suggestion would be to at least cut out one of those chemicals. If you have a relaxer, cut out the color. If you want to keep your color, cut out the relaxer. And also make sure that you're rinsing your hair when you are sweating, because you don't want that salt to stay in there also with that chemical. So you heard it from the doctor. So our next question is, which vitamins are good for the promotion of hair growth?
Okay, cool. That goes back to the first question where you asked about vitamins and supplements. Start from the beginning, a baseline. All women, unless you have a medical reason not to be, should be on a daily multivitamin. Your vitamin A, your vitamin C, your vitamin D, your E, iron, all of those things, zinc, selenium, all of those things play a major role in your hair's ability to grow. It's just, imbalance of any of those issues can cause problems. And, unless you're having blood work drawn regularly and you know which one you're deficient in, it's just good practice to take a multivitamin.
Awesome. Okay. And so I'm going to skip, since you just mentioned the supplement and missing a vitamin, I'm going to skip to a question. And this was something that I just recently noticed that I was deficient in. So my iron had been low, and it was starting to get lower, and I noticed I was getting tired, and I had I was thinking I was taking a multivitamin, I was going to be good, but not necessarily. It didn't have enough iron that I needed. So the question is, iron deficiency and hair loss. How
they go hand in hand?
Yeah, how does that go hand in hand?
Think about it. Iron deficiency, more times than not, you're cold, you have those brittle nails. Same thing applies to your hair. It's going to decrease that hair follicle from doing what it needs to do because it's deficient. You're going to see breakage. You're going to see thin hair. Not necessarily thin to the point that you're bald, but if you pay close attention to your hair, you can tell, it's getting a little thin around here. That, I would say, okay, let's reevaluate my diet. Let's be sure I'm rich in those vitamins. Let's be sure my iron is where it needs to be. And a lot of times, if you are anemic, like most African Americans we find ourselves to be, you may have to take a multivitamin and supplemental iron. So that's the issue. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty. So to our next question, and if you guys have questions or comments that you want to make on the questions that we're asking, go ahead and feel free, and we'll make sure that we get back with you, okay? The next question is, what are some good foods that are good for hair growth?
Think about this, back to those vitamins. Anything rich in vitamins, your berries, your avocado, those fish fats, omega-3s, awesome. Protein, you have to have a protein. I know with vegan, there are other ways to get protein. You have to ensure, even with a vegan diet, that you're getting in sufficient protein, because without protein, you will not have hair growth, you will not have nail growth. It's bottom line.
Very good, very good. Okay. Okay, so also the next question. Hey, cousin. The next question, what happens to the hair at puberty?
Okay, puberty. We go again with those hormones. At puberty, what you'll find is that hair is gonna have that change in texture due to the hormones. That flat follicle is gonna curl. What that means for some is that you're gonna have a tighter curl than you did prior to puberty. Or say, for instance, your hair was kind of straight before puberty. You're gonna see a little curl in that pattern. So you definitely see a change in your hair based solely off the hormones that come into play with puberty.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. That's really good. Okay. And then we have another question that this is our step up from puberty. What happens to the hair during menopause?
Okay. Same thing. Just the reverse. Think about it.
Okay.
Those same hormones that were on the rise during puberty are dropping during menopause. So that hair can get dry. The hair will be brittle. The hair will thin sometimes. And what women, we notice is sometimes it thins all over. Not just solely on the head. It's going to thin wherever you were hairy before. You will notice that brittle, that hair change because of the estrogens.
Okay.
And again, that's a good time to consult your stylist because they know your hair. They know, your textures and what's good for you and what's not good.
All right. Good answer. Okay. And this is actually our last question. So if you guys have any questions, and then if there's things that you want to state, then you can go ahead. Our last question is, can anything be done to prevent hereditary hair loss?
Keyword in that is hereditary. No one can, well, in this day and age, I shouldn't say no one, but the DNA cannot be changed. But there are things that can be done to kind of slow the process or kind of reduce the amount of hair that you're losing. First thing is vitamins, being sure that you are not deficient in any vitamins. Getting that blood work done, CBC, or complete blood count is what it's called. Getting specific, sometimes a zinc is not included in that. Zinc, selenium, getting those levels, knowing where you are. Ensuring you're taking that daily multivitamin. Ensuring that if your iron is low, you are supplementing if the daily multivitamin alone is not getting you where you need to be. Staying hydrated. We forget about the importance of water, but it plays a major part in ensuring healthy hair. Well-balanced diet, going back again to those vitamins. You get those vitamins from various foods. If your diet is well-balanced, the likelihood that you're deficient in something is very slim to none. And then another thing is there are medications that you can buy over the counter that can help with it, like your Rogaine and things of that nature. But again, you have to think about the side effects versus what you're trying to do and kind of outweigh.
All right. Good answer. Let me see. All right. So we have a question. She says, what is a good multivitamin for women over 50?
Perfect question. What you'll find when you come in to see me, I'm not a brand person. The main thing I'm looking for, Centrum 50. Centrum for women 50 and older, or your senior Centrum would be good for you, or Great Value Senior. But the key is looking and finding out what amount of vitamins should be in any multivitamin, and then just comparing labels. So Centrum Silver is fine. I think Great Value at Walmart has a brand that's for people over 50, women over 50. And what you'll find, the difference between a woman's vitamin and a men's vitamin is the number of IUs or international units in each vitamin. Women require different things than men. So that's basically what I would look for. Just a vitamin for women over 50.
And in that vitamin, they also have the liquid version,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
They usually do. And a lot of times you'll also find in women's vitamins, we already have the biotin and the collagen usually added into our vitamins because it's great for nails and hair.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. Thought we had it. How's your mama watching? Hey, Dr.
I was just about to say, hi.
So, as you can see, vitamins and supplements play a huge role in the promotion of healthy hair growth. Mm-hmm. So, I do want to stress that I always tell my clients when I'm doing a consultation, one of the first things that I say are you drinking enough water? Are you taking a supplement, or if you're taking vitamins? Have you had a checkup lately to kind of see what's going on internal in the body? She can give you the internal part. I can kind of give you the external part to kind of see, what's going on the outside. But again, we do have to start internally. Mm-hmm. So, when you come to me, I can kind of, see from the external part. But I don't see any more questions. Did you have any comments?
It's basically the same thing Natasha just said. A lot of things can mimic menopause or mimic those changes you get from, say, swimming too much or exercising too much. Brittle hair can come from being diabetic. It can come from having a thyroid disorder. So as she said, be sure the inside is taken care of. That way, you'll know how to focus on the outside.
Alrighty. So if you guys are watching this video a little later, go ahead and still drop your questions, and myself and Dr. Crittenden, she will get back with you as well. I'm sorry, Dr. Seymour.
That's fine.
And she will get back with you when she can. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see how this goes, and maybe we'll do
a little bit more of this.
Yeah, we'll do another one. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Have a good one.